Okay, so my last video was an unboxing of this Shelby 69 Shelby Cobra Mustang, and this video is the beginning of the assembly. So I'm not going to do the two 4-barrels, although that would be really cool. I guess I'm going to try and do a stock Shelby Cobra, if you want to call a Shelby Cobra stock. So I've done some minimal pre-assembly for my paint. I've got just a few parts on the engine that I could get together to get it painted. A lot of the parts that will be painted individually, I put on a piece of the tree. I'll glue it to it just in a place where you can't see, so I can have a place to glue. The body, I went ahead and attached the lower portion of the spoiler, which shows in the directions to attach later, but I tried to pre-fit it and it didn't fit good at all. So I thought, if I get paint on it, then try to attach it, and then it's going to look terrible. So I went ahead and attached it. I'm going to have to work around. As you know, you slide the chassis up. I think it's going to clear it. The rear roll panel, though, I'm going to have to put on later. So I'm going to get some paint on these parts and catch you in a few. here's a quick build update. Got the interior completed. It looks pretty good. Got some nice shadowing in there. Give it some realism. As I painted this, it was in the painting portion, you can see that I tried to just mist the color over the black primer, and it gives it that, you know, somewhat of a natural shadowing. The chassis, I've done some dry brushing. I'm going to do a little more dry brushing to try and get it just a little weathered, like a, you know, a driven look. Here's the body. The paint actually turned out good, but would you believe it? Right, let's see, look at that right there and right there. There's 2 scratches. I have no idea how they got on it. I'll have to try to just touch those up. Anyway, one other thing, the engine, I'm getting it together. I want to put plug wires, obviously. I like to do that, and I wanted to just take a second and show you how I do that. You know, it may not be the best looking way, but this is just the way I do it. Sometimes I would drill individual holes. This distributor's kind of small. Well, it's a little small. So to get 8 of these wires in it, drill 8 little holes in there, you know, it's a pain. I've got my little pin vise, you know, that I could do that with. But what I did is I put this in my little vise here and, you know, tightened it down. And believe it or not, look at this. I just took this DeWalt drill with this drill bit and just drilled a big hole, you know, a hole big enough that all the plug wires would fit in. So you just drill that one hole, drill the single hole, and stuff. Well, actually put a little super glue, put a dab of super glue in there first. I wish it would focus on just that. There you go. A little super glue, and stick them all in there. And honest to goodness, once you get them all bent down, it's gonna look fairly real. And then with this, I'll go and take and, you know, drill each individual where the spark plugs would be, and run the spark plugs and get all that in there. I've got the valve covers are drying. I put some flat coat on them, some flat clear. I didn't de-chrome them. I'm just putting some flat clear to just take a little bit of that, you know, that toy chrome look away from it. So, all right, trying to get some things together so we can get some final assembly. So see you in a bit. Okay, so I've got the distributor in and the wires run to the spark plug, well, where the spark plugs would be. You can see I just drill out where the spark plugs would be at and run the plug wires over to it. You know, to scale these these are the plug wires. I get it off eBay. It's still a little too big for, you know, scale. It you know, should be a little smaller. I mean, we're not running like, what, goodness, if you actually were to scale this, it'd be like 15, 20, maybe 20 millimeter spark plug wires. So they're a little too big for realism, but you know, that's all you can get right now. That's all I can get. So got it black. I did some black washing down in the cracks and crevices. Flat coated the valve covers to take that take that real shine away, you know, that chrome, because they wouldn't have been chrome valve covers, they would have been aluminum, so it gives it more of an aluminum look. So anyway, just wanted to show you how I got the plug wires, got them routed. Also took 2 little, well, can't get it stand up. So I've got 2 little rings that are holding the plug wires together, and all that is this. It's just solder. It's real small solder. I don't know if the size, let's see. 0.3 millimeters, so it's tiny. It is so flexible. And I just took that and I twisted it, and the the part where it's tied is under the bottom, so you can't see it. So I just twisted it around, but it gives it somewhat of a neat look, possibly like not a wire loom, but just neat. It holds the wires together, so it gives it a little more realism. Also, and I should have videoed it, but and most modelers know about this, but the grill, I black washed the grill. Several coats of black wash it, so it gives it that depth that you're looking for, those shadows. Not depth, I mean it's not making it any deeper, but it does give it the grill those good shadows, blacks out, so everything's going good. I've been working a little bit of the chrome on the car, chrome for the door handles, the windows and such. So it's turning out nice. It's going to be a nice looking car. The interior again, and I bought at was at Michael's today, actually. I was the only guy in Michael's. You don't see too many guys in Michael's. If you know what Michael's is, it's like a craft store, kind of like Hobby Lobby. But I got a little bit of some brown craft paint, and I'm going to try to add just a little bit of road grime to this and give it just a touch more realism. But just wanted to update in the video as I'm getting the progress of getting it built, and hopefully the next video, or the next portion of this video rather, will be the completion, or be the reveal. The reveal of my baby model. Is it a boy or a girl? But anyway, why are cars usually girls? Have you ever noticed that? And that's just a total random thought. But cars are usually like, yeah, she's running great, or I'm having problems with her. It's not like a he. Why is that? Why is it like, oh, he's not running good? And you never hear of a he. It's always a girl. But that was a really random, super random. And anyway, all right, until completion, or until something else I want to show you. See you in a bit. All right, so I said I was going to show you how I scuff my tires. So earlier in the video, I think it was this video, maybe it was the last video, I don't know. Yeah, it was the opening portion of this one. I was showing how I made this tire scuffer out of some knobs that I got from Hobby Lobby, drilled through, so I have holes all the way through, and they're beveled on the end, so you have a beveled edge. And what I do, since I've got a bolt that goes all the way through and a nut that fits that bolt, take my tire, put it in here, take the other beveled edge, close it up, and you kind of twist it, you'll somewhat center that tire, and my heater turns on just as soon as I do this. Okay, so then just twist the, finger tight. You don't want it too tight, but then you'll take, I've got it's a little overkill for the drill, but I'll put it in my drill, and I won't tighten it tight at all because I don't want to ruin the threads. And take a piece of sandpaper, and these tires actually have quite a bit of, I guess you still call it flash on the tire, although it's rubber. But so I'm going to see what I can do with that. I didn't trim it off. All right, so here we go. So I'm just going to power this thing wide open and go to sanding on it. Let me get a piece of sandpaper where I can work with it. All right, then I'll go the opposite way, put it in reverse. And then for the edges, just take it and run it down. The knobs are a little big, so it's harder to get to the edge. But I mean, you don't want to sand. I don't personally wouldn't want to sand the sidewalls down, but just get it right on the edge of the tread, like so on both sides. All right, so let's take that out and see what that looks like. There. And once you clean it a little bit with your hand, you don't want all that, because it actually picks up some of the wood when you're sanding. So just rub it like a baseball player rubs, or the pitcher rubs the baseball. Just rub it in, and your tires are worn. So before, after. So that looks a lot better. All right, there you go. I told you I was going to show you in this video. So there you go. Well, finally got it together. Finally got it completed. 1969 Shelby Mustang GT500. Unfortunately, I tried to put the decals on and they turned yellow really bad. They've got some age on them, so this was what, 2001. I typically don't do decals, especially on the body, but I was going to, because it's a GT500, you know, and it's got the nice white, brown, or black decals, and I was going to do the black, or the the white. Well, like I say, they turned really brown and yellow, so it wouldn't have worked. And as soon as they got in the water, they came loose from the paper as well, so it didn't work out. So unfortunately, no decals, not even on the breather or anything like that, which is a bummer. But anyway, so it turned out really nice. The paint, I was able to buff a little with some buffing compound on certain places, and to get the shine to come out, because it's just spray can. Turned out really nice. The back windshield, I don't know if you can see those scuffs. They were on there when I got it, so I could not get those cleaned up. So I'm gonna take the camera, get a little closer, open the hood, turn it over, show you a few of the details. So hold on just a second. Okay, so first look, which you've seen the interior, but turned out nice. The shadowing with the seats and the way I was able to mist the color over the the black primer that was on it initially turned out nice. Was able to black wash the wheels to give them some shadowing, rather than just have straight up chrome, shiny chrome wheels. I like to try to make them look a little realistic. Did some black washing in the grille. Turned out nice. Open the hood here and let you see the engine. The engine, of course, a car guy, that's where you want to spend most of your time, but it turned out really, really good. So the big 428 Cobra Jet with the plug wires. Just got some plug wires in yesterday. The color is gray, and I guess these, I don't know if the people I got them from have other colors, but they're smaller in diameter, so I'm excited, because that will look more realistic. If you look, these are just a little too big for scale. Anyway, turned out good. And I left the breather. I left it where I could take the breather off and maybe set it off to the side. It fits on pretty tight, but you can take the breather off, set it up here like he's working on it. And there's your Holley 4-barrel. Hey, so I've watched plenty of professional builders. I can't find I've seen some guys that would paint their Holley carburetors. It would look spot on. I've got a real 750 double pumper carburetor. This is not the right color. This is like brass, I think is what it is. But what color? Does anyone know what color? these guys are using, to make it, look real. I mean, obviously that looks like a brass carburetor, which it doesn't look like that. It has a darker tint to it, especially mine. It's got some age on it, but I'd like to know, really like to know. I'm gonna turn it over and let's check out some of the weathering on the bottom. It is a driver, so this is not a showroom car. This is a driver. So this guy spends more detail on his engine and the paint than he does the bottom. So just dusted it up a little bit. The tires turned out well after I used my little tool, but just give it some real life. Look at the rear differential. It's looks good. So I just noticed my fender wheels are not black under there. How do you like that? Oh well, never mind. Let's just turn it back like this and you don't ever see that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching me build this 69 Shelby Mustang. And I built it stock, rather. I wanted to build the big 2 4 barrels and all, but it just wouldn't look right. So I went stock. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching the videos again. And if you would like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you watching. Have a great one.